the Roy Rogers channel with your host, Roy Rogers. Anyway, today we have over here the person that has won the Wednesday officials double round, and let's go ahead and meet Nicker, shall we? Would you like to say hello?
Yeah, hello guys.
Yeah. Have you ever been to my studio before?
No, this is just my first time. I've seen it through Bowser's and Raiden's interviews, but I've never had the opportunity to actually be here. So it's good to be here.
Oh yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I mean, I had some Lyle members over here in my studio before, so yeah, nice guys. So I wanna ask something, like, how long did it take you to actually build your way up through, like, all the different rigors of competitive play?
Well, it took me quite a while because the first team that I was in, I was probably, I think, the only person who was serious about competitive battling. So it was just pretty much, my own effort, and I had to get my own breeders and everything, my own ideas, strategies. So it took me like a long time to actually try and get my first official win when I was in optics. But I wouldn't have done it without my teammates like Pink Wings over there. Then a few months later, I decided to join Lyle, and I was able to discuss strategies with them. The EV spreads, and it just got a whole lot better. And it was not long after that I actually started to get some more official wins. So like the way I see it, once you're at Lyle, you just automatically become good. So as long as you're serious about it.
Oh yes, and question number two. I have heard that Lyle has such strict requirements to be in their team that it's kind of hard to get in their competitive team unless you seriously know about competitive play. Like, how were you able to get into Lyle with all the difficult barriers being put upon you?
To start off, actually, Lyle doesn't have exactly that strict of a requirement for when it comes to recruiting. All you gotta do is say Bowser is awesome or kiss his ass, and he'll definitely let you in. But on the part of how I got in, I was friends with Double JJ when I was back in optics, and he and I, we had a very close relationship, and he knew I was good at competitive battling, and so when I told him I was planning to leave optics, he just invited me. So, and I was really nervous about approaching Bowser and anyone else about the recruitment because I didn't want to be rejected. So I just waited for JJ to get on, and he invited me.
Did Bowser ever kick you out as soon as he found out that you were in the team?
Sorry, kick me out from where?
From Lyle, like.
No, he didn't, because I don't think he had any problem with it, because he knew me actually, like when I have dueled him before, and we've always been on good terms. So that's how it is. We don't kick anyone unless the present member has a problem with a new member. You see. So like, since I was on good terms with everyone in Lyle since beforehand, it wasn't a problem.
All right, and how about like, I heard of the team rivalries, like Lyle vs Pokemon Aura vs Cloud9 vs Grace. How hard was it to fight all these third party teams in particular?
Well, it is hard because you do face the best of each of the teams, but you know the main thing is you gotta trust your teammates also while battling, because I mean they help you out before the battle, and they give you, and if they've viewed the members of the other teams beforehand itself, they'll know the ideas and strategies. Plus, to be honest, once you battle the person long enough, like say in my case, when I've battled Zebra long enough, I think I pretty much know how he thinks and how he plays, so I'm able to, build a team to beat his. So that way, it's been like that. And rivalry is healthy now, as long as it's healthy, and I'm enjoying my rivalry with Pokemon Aura so far. With Cloud9, I wouldn't consider rivalry. It's just normal. We just deal each other depending on the competitive purposes, but it's never like we put the other one below the other or anything like that.
Yeah. And how about like Grace? I noticed that Grace is starting to be a rising name in the ranks.
Are they? I don't think I've seen any of them in the tournament so far and lately.
Well, I mean,
I could be wrong.
Well, maybe they might not play as much, but maybe it's just Cheels and it like have you seen Cheels play?
I have, and she has beaten me, but well, I wouldn't consider the whole team to be very competitive. Maybe just one or two members, that's it at max. But I wouldn't consider them a team that I would, consider as rivals.
But yeah, I mean, here's another question though. How about the Ashtat Warriors or Team the team that Frags is in? Do you have any difficulty defeating them? I mean, I heard that they're really that they're really complicated to beat.
They're actually, I would say they are one of the, if not for Lyle, they would definitely be the best team in PokéMMO. And the way I see it, these guys, they actually work as a team. Every member over there helps each other out. And when I have dual players like Wallpair or Hazu, through some miracle or the other, people like Frags also comes to know about my team. So they actually discuss. I think it's like as if they have a notepad on each and every single player from the opposing teams, and they just save it and keep it like in a public forum where they can access. Faced Wallpair before, and my first match was him. I lost, but then once I got to know his team, I kind of worked my way around and then beat him the second time. Houser's always been hard, and he's like pretty great at NU. So if I'm gonna have any chance to beat him, I'd need a bit of hacks. Frags is always a god, and it's not. And the one time that I got to beat him in that OU tournament was like fantastic because you don't often get to have the upper hand versus Frags, and I guess the only way you can beat any Asgard Warrior player is like by changing your teams immediately the next round, because they would have scouted you, and they would have scouted you so hard and that you wouldn't even know that you were being scouted. So and this has happened to me versus Frags and with Wallpair. So it's a lesson learned.
Yeah, I mean, it's just and I mean, as a YouTuber, I have to legally I have to not be biased on any team. So in other words, whenever I see moves, basically, I have to call them out. In other words, if I know all 4 moves, I have to legally show that I'm not biased beyond any team. Like, I would scout Pokemon Aura members, I would scout Lyle members, I would scout everyone, because I can't be biased towards one particular team. So although you're one of your executives, King Bowser, he actually he defeated Frags in the officials, which I was impressed, because Frags usually, like, he has like a stall team. Like, he usually has the upper hand with all these other people, but yet whenever when Bowser battled him, I mean, Bowser just really like shown his true colors. I mean, just beating Frags out. I mean, that's a big deal.
Yeah, say, believe it or not, Frags is actually Bowser is actually one of the best players I've ever met in the game. And I remember when I was back in optics and I was, watching the Master Series, for the first time. And Bowser had battle frags, and Bowser just read him like a book. Like from one move to the other, and I was like pretty much impressed actually at that point. And he is definitely one of the reasons why I did join Lyle, because the whole purpose was for me to become better at competitive battling, and I would need someone experienced to show me the ropes for it. And he had plenty of official wins at that time, so it just made the process a whole lot easier. And about the doubles match, it was pretty intense. When I was in the team speak with Bowser, we were discussing like what he tried to do. The Bowser was like just doing his thing, and yeah, ultimately it did pay off. So yeah, and I definitely don't think I would have won that doubles tournament if Bowser hadn't paved the way for me by getting frags.
Nice. I mean, yeah, I mean, as far as like, and one of the best scenes that I've ever seen is you actually battling your mentor. How'd you feel at that point? I was spectating that battle. You were battling your own mentor, King Bowser. How do you feel about that in particular?
Well, just to start off, Bowser isn't exactly my mentor, because I would consider him like a far more superior guy, but not exactly my mentor, because I started out basically on my own as an independent player. But he's given me advice, and also I would say a true teammate. And about battling Bowser, it was a little scary because it's like battling your twin, someone who thinks exactly like you, someone who knows your plays. So when I was facing Bowser, I had actually very little hopes of advancing, to be honest. So I went more YOLO, because and like I was just thinking of stacking most of my Pokemon just exploding in front of him. But if I was playing a very safe game and my normal style, uh, he would have predicted me right and won the match. So basically, with a bit of luck, I did beat him.
Nice. And then the final battle. Actually, I always have trouble pronouncing her name. Like you're battling against Art in Gina or something. So you're battling against her in the final round. Um, and how like she looks she looks like that she's one of the new Lyle members. How long is that? Like, did you know what lady I'm talking about, right? Art.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I do. Actually, it's Artemiseta, and it's a boy actually. So it's not a she. Like the sprite is that of a girl, but it's a dude.
Oh, all right. And
Yeah.
and um, like when you battled against him, how like I noticed that within the battlefield that that Lyle was so good. They literally wiped off all the other competition. They wiped off all the Pokemon Aura people. They wiped off Frags. They wiped off everyone, and all they had left was just, you guys are basically battling against yourselves. It was I just had to laugh there because it's like I commented in my video like almost like Lyle Lyle members are so good. They're literally battling against themselves at this point. How do you feel
Yeah,
about that?
yeah. Actually, I don't know. I like this. I like to think that we're actually that good for us to advance all the way. And luckily the bracket actually kind of suited us well, because we didn't have any Lyle versus Lyle in the beginning of the round itself. So in that way, thanks to Eggplant, we didn't have to face each other early on itself, and we're pretty good at doubles. Uh, I wasn't sure in my case exactly, but because Rain Dance was banned, I tried to abuse that bug by just bringing a lot of steel, rock, ground type Pokemon, and it paid off. Bowser has always been great at doubles. So is J Stud. It's unfortunately double JJ couldn't make it because he had to play basketball. and Raiden was trying out his first time. Artemiseta has always been great at doubles, and in fact, if you look at the Hall of Fame, he came second to Frags in the January Wednesday night doubles. So he was always pretty good at it. So we have members who are pretty skillful in various tiers. It's not just restricted to one, and that always helps out during team tournaments in case one guy fails to show up, another guy can replace him immediately. So we work as a team that way.
Oh, nice. I mean, yeah, it's really. I find it quite like it's it to me. It's still like I can't can't figure out how like how the staff made it to where you guys were like battling. Sorry about it. It just still blows my mind here. I mean, but um, here's one of the questions here. So Nick, I mean, like as far as comps are concerned, how do you get them? Do you breed them by yourself? Do you buy them on trade chat, or how do you usually get comps? I mean, I'll be openly honest. I buy mine in trade chat.
Well, it depends. If it's a Pokemon that requires good hidden power, I usually buy them because I cannot be bothered with breeding. In that case, I have very low patience with that. If it's a Pokemon that requires dual ability, I usually wait for 10 eggs, and if I don't get it until then, I just buy it. But if it's something like a Rhydon that requires single ability, I mean like it has to, but you only need one, and you don't need to have any specific ability. In that case, I can breed that pretty easily. Salamence is also easy if you're not going for HP flying. Like that. As long as it doesn't require multiple abilities and you have the right breeders, you can do it pretty quickly.
All right, and here's another question: are you ready for the Hone meta?
To be honest, not yet actually, because my knowledge about High-End is pretty restricted. So it would take me at least like a few weeks or a couple of months to probably get used to it. Yeah, because when the meta changes, I don't just adapt very quickly to it, like how it was for the choice band meta. I mean, it took me a while to figure out how to still wall in the tier, with the choice band running around. So with new Pokemon and new sets, it's going to be a little more harder. So I would probably need to get as much help as I can, or spectate as much as I can, to understand how the Pokemon can work in general.
Yeah, I mean, I think personally, as far as the Pokemon are concerned, um, I've been worried about like people wanting to use Swampert so badly to the point where I have bred Hidden Power Grass. I've been trying to breed Hidden Power Grass because like I'm so concerned about the threat of Swampert going all over the place, and I'm also concerned about T-Tar. T-Tar is going to be unbanned, I heard. So I also bred a T-Tar proof Pokemon. Not going to tell you what it is, but it's a T-Tar proof Pokemon.
Well, that's pretty great if you're best friends, and if you've got an HP Grass Elements, that's pretty amazing that that you're already prepared for high end. But I honestly I haven't seen Swampert in battle, or I haven't used one in Pokemon ADV. So I honestly don't know how good it is, but people are saying it's pretty amazing. It's one of the best, switch-in versus Salamence. So I can understand why they'd want HP class from the Salamence. But I would always rely on Vaporeon at the moment for my switch-ins, because I would really prefer having something with Wish and a 4x weakness against Salamence, and something that Salamence cannot touch actually. So in a way, if you look at it, Vaporeon is your guaranteed switch in. The only time you may get screwed is maybe versus Lantern, because Vaporeon can't do anything versus that. And in that scenario, I guess Lantern would. I mean, in that scenario, I guess Swampert would actually be more helpful. But if the Lantern has actually Grass too, then Swampert's in trouble. So depending on how it's AV'd, you cannot say who the advantage is with.
Well, and um, and one and uh, now, Nicker, one last question. So, um, I want to ask this. Uh, um, do you have any advice for any new competitive players that are willing to play the meta? For an example, I'm still kind of I'm right now in the stage of collecting comps, but I'm kind of fresh. So what would you tell people like me and many other people?
Well, I'd just ask you guys to build a team. Building a team is entirely dependent on your choice. You can build a team based on what your favorite Pokemon are, or what you consider, you know, the best Pokemon for the meta. But whatever you do, build your team around your teammates so that they protect one another. For example, I like using dragons a lot, and one of the best counters to dragons right now is Vaporeon. So I like to partner my dragons with a Pokemon that threatens Vaporeon simultaneously, like maybe Ludicolo or maybe Lantern or anything like that. Something that Vaporeon is supposed to switch out versus. So it's about protecting your teammates, in your party, and also you gotta think on your own. Do play the game on your own, because only then will you able to learn from your mistakes. If someone's coaching you, you're just basically a robot, and you just do whatever the other person says, but you're not actually learning anything through that. So in that way, don't allow yourself to get coached. And so I don't know if there's any much more to say, but if anyone needs any sort of advice or help or any questions, I'm always there to help you guys out. So feel free to whisper me or DM me in the forums.
All right, thanks. And when I'm so sorry. uh, I do apologize, but I just have to bring this up. Um, King Bowser made a very important statement on the forums. It said, keep things in the ban list that seem to be dangerous." A former competitive expert, Grinoth, I'm not sure if you know who he is, but he said on this game, and apparently some competitive experts still go along with with this train of thought, that you should unban everything. There's always a counter to everything. Unban Wobbuffet, unban Dugtrio, unban everything. I'm completely against that. I actually, if anything, Bowser proved my point on the forums. Basically, don't unban any any Pokemon that's basically like a lion in the cage. Don't let the lion out if you know that the lion's going to eat people. What's your perspective on just unban everything in the ban list? How do you feel about that?
Well, I wouldn't unban everything, because there are some Pokemon that have a surefire way of killing something. Uh, Basically, I'm all against trapping. I think it's very uncompetitive, and some people wouldn't say it's ban worthy, but I consider it ban worthy because it it kills competitive play that way, because people are not allowed to freely use whatever they want. And it doesn't exactly have much risk. For example, when you're carrying a Skarmory and the other opponent has Magneton, he doesn't exactly possess a risk where a Magneton could switch into a Skarmory HP ground, because he doesn't carry that. Whereas with Fortress you have slightly more riskier chance. So in that way, I'm against trapping. So therefore, I'm definitely against Wobbuffet and Dugtrio being banned. Dugtrio has a very very high speed, and if it's choice band equipped, it can just kill any of the sweepers or any Pokemon that have an opportunity to rest up immediately before it can possess a threat. And you also have the sub reversal set, which is it will definitely kill Blissey unless it has hail, or it will definitely kill Snorlax if it doesn't have whirlwind. And changing your move slot for one Pokemon shows how OP it is. I get running Protect on most of these Pokemon, but that's like to deal with the whole section of choice banders in general. But whereas running Whirlwind and the hail is exclusively just for one Pokemon, so I wouldn't unban that at all. Boba Fett, it can just because it's got a huge HP base stat, and while its defense are not that huge comparatively, it's still good enough to encore and counter or encore and miracle. So again, that also definitely kills anything in its way. So I would unban maybe Tyranitar because you'll have I think Swampert, Quagsire, all these are like things to actually counter pretty quickly. And Quagsire is instant recovery also, so it's not like Cheetah is going to possess that much of a threat. So ultimately you just gotta play well.
All right.
And I just hope that none of those things get undone as such. So because Pokemon shouldn't be about countering every single thing. It should be about using the team we got and protect the teammates from something in general. We should have more than one option. That's how it is. Because with the Doctrine, the only counter to prevent it, right? I won't say counter, but the only way you can beat it with lax is by continuously world winning it out. I don't see any other way actually. So yeah.
All right. And um, one 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 last thing. I want to ask you. Do you have anything you would like to say before we go off air?
Just say I'd like to thank all of my present teammates, my ex-teammates, and all of the guys on my friends list. I definitely could not have gotten to where I am if it wasn't for you all. A big shout out to my boy Forfeiter. I've known him since January, and he's been with me till now. And personally, I don't think I would have enjoyed this game as much as I am doing right now if it wasn't for him. He's been with me through thick and thin. He's always supported me. He's always had my back, and it's so great having someone in the game to actually, do all that for you. Someone to help you out, breathe for you, and he's done a lot for me. I'd like to give a shout out to my teammates. Let me just name them one sec. Right now, only Yagsam is on, so shout out to that guy for being one of the greatest breeders in game, helping me out with comms, CQs whenever I needed them, supplying me with his stuff when he didn't need, when he was not going to be online. Shout out to King Boyka for being one of the greatest players, helping me out whenever I needed it. Jose for being a true team leader and looking after all of us. Double JJ for being my other brother in the team, being sort of like my older brother, and dealing with whatever I needed, helping me out with anything I need. Waiting for being my equal, and being a cool guy. I fucking love you, man. Then we got Konzo, who we just recruited from Lyra a few months ago, and he's been amazing in team chat. A great, guy to have with you around. And so far, and he's someone like who understands you, and he's also one of my very close friends. Blue is also pretty cool. Unfortunately, he's got a lot of busy with college this year, so I haven't had much to experience with him. But I'm sure I've had a great time had I been in live earlier. Eggwell's pretty great whenever he's on. He's amazing on TeamSpeak, and I enjoy chatting with him. So does Fish Tickles, although he hasn't been online for like a very long time. Expert, shout out to Musica, shout out to Rob.
User in your channel timed out.
Sorry about that. We're gonna go pause the film and wait for him to come back.
Microphone muted.
Shout out to Musica for being one of the best GMs ever seen in the game, being a global moderator, and Kizat for being a cool Australian, Artemisita for being one of the best doubles and replays I've seen in a long time, Rastama for logging whenever you're on and speaking shit, Golden Knight Save for you coming and saying the stuff you do. It's just amazing having you here. Shabbat for being a very cool Brazilian. My name is Hefe. We got Kaizakun, who is also known as Captain Jeff. He's another Indian and he's a pretty cool guy. I always deal with him in Yu whenever I get to, and he surprised me with a lot of sets, and he's definitely one of the guys who's gonna win an official anytime soon. Watch out, guys. Cody is also pretty amazing. August, Brett, I haven't seen you guys in a while. I hope you guys are doing great. Fudno is also a pretty cool guy, in chat, and I've actually liked having a staff member like him around in the team. It's always good to have him. Then we got Ransack, Twister, Master, Pedro Beer, new guy we just invited, Rookie. Oh, shout out to you guys, Uncle Jip. I haven't had much time to talk to you, but you're a pretty great guy so far. We got two dickheads, Burger King and Certified G. They always ignore me in team chat. Fuck them. Then Pragora is a pretty nice guy. Winter, I haven't seen you in a long time, but I hope you're doing good, bro. I'm Gio and like 20 more. I think this is too long right now, so I think I'm gonna just keep it short. But all of my teammates, I love you guys. Thank you for everything. And shout out to so many of the Aura guys like Forfeiter, Jonas, Blujin, Dennis, Jay, Beldor, Sheru, and 20 more guys. I'm sorry if I forgot you. The list is too long. And then you also have CIX guys like O'Keefe, Zebra, Destruct X, and many more who've helped me a lot at my time here. So I want to thank you all for giving me the opportunity to battle every one of you because it's helped me grow as a battler and as a person. So yeah, thanks for everything, guys, and you too, guys, for the interview.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. Well, let me just re-log in. Yeah, that's a really nice that's a really nice endolog. That's really nice. Yeah. Let me just re-log in. And I'll be right back. All right, Nigger, thank you so much for the interview, and really nice endolog, by the way. I just have to say that on air. Nice endolog.
Thank you, dude. Thanks.
Yes, and this is the Roy Rogers channel. Coming in, please don't forget to comment or subscribe to my channel, like or dislike the content that you see here. And this is the Roy Rogers channel, signing off.
Microphone
Alright,
muted.
so thanks for that, BF.